Another 49ers report coming your way on this Friday. Hope all of you out there watching are getting set to have an awesome weekend. Coming up here on the show, the 49ers received 5 compensatory picks from the NFL. We're going to break that down, go through it, talk about what it means. Could the Niners trade for Mac Jones as a backup quarterback to Brock Purdy? That's going to be story number 2. And earlier today, we already talked about this here on the show, Niners signed Colton McKivitz to a 1-year contract extension. I was not happy about it. If it means that he's going to be the right tackle for this team in 2024, my reaction to that signing up on the channel right now. Let's start off with the compensatory picks. Very, very interesting here. The NFL handing out those picks, and the 49ers will have 5 coming their way for the 2024 NFL Draft, which is coming your way at the end of April. We've already started to do a lot of draft content here on this show. We were at the NFL Scouting Combine last week, a lot of interviews, a lot of intel. And as we get closer to the draft, we'll continue to talk some prospects here. As for those compensatory picks, coming the Niners' way, round 3, pick number 36, 99 overall. Round 4, pick 33, 132 overall. Round 5, pick 41, 175 overall. Round 6, number 36, 211 overall. And then another 6-rounder, 40th pick, and it's the 215th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. So now San Francisco is going to have and be equipped with 10 picks in the upcoming draft. Originally, and there's some conflicting reports out there, it was going to be 11, but it's actually going to be 10 because one of those picks is going to the Washington Commanders as part of the Chase Young trade. So as we look at it right now, the Niners are in a really solid spot with the draft coming up at the end of April. A couple of needs on this roster, offensive line including guard, center, right tackle. They could use another wide receiver, another tight end, defensive lineman, both at edge, defensive tackle, linebacker, another corner. Shoot, you could go for another safety. But I don't think the Niners are going to stand pat and all of these 10 picks are going to be where they are right now, because I think San Francisco could use a couple of them to maybe move up in the draft a little bit. So as of right now, those picks, round 1, 31 overall, round 2, 63rd pick, round 3, 94th. You have that round 4, 125 overall from the Dallas Cowboys as part of the Trey Lance trade. And then the compensatory picks here, round 4, 132, round 5, 175, round 6, 211, round 6, 215. You have a 7th round pick, 234 from the Denver Broncos, round 7, 253. Some of these compensatory picks, I know, confirmed. D'Amico Ryans to the Texans. They got a 3rd rounder for that. Rand Carthon becoming the Titans general manager. They get a 3rd rounder for that. I believe they're getting a pick for Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe Samson Ebukam, and others. Teams with multiple picks across the NFL. Once again, the Niners are leading the charge here. And remember when we talked about the report at this point a couple of months ago when teams were complaining to the NFL about the Niners having all these comp picks? Yet you want San Francisco to be penalized for doing a great job of developing coaches, developing front office executives, and they've been a model for success. San Francisco and Kansas City have been the leading 2 teams in the National Football League, and that's what happens when you're successful. Other teams will poach your assistant coaches as well as some of your front office members to lead your football ops because they're coming up under a really good football operations department. San Francisco shouldn't be penalized for that. Other organizations, they should do a better job. So teams with multiple comp picks, Niners have 5, Rams have 5, so 2 teams with 5 picks in the NFC West. Eagles have 4, Saints, Packers, Jets have 3, and then the Jags, Cowboys, and Bengals all have 2. Overarching thoughts here. San Francisco has mastered this compensatory pick formula, and what that allows you to do is fill out the roster with cost-controlled, young, talented players that you can develop into ready-to-play right-away roles or roles down the line, offensively, defensively, and special teams. But what it does is it also gives you flexibility to take big swings, which sometimes naturally in finance, in any walk of business, in sports, when you are aggressive and you take big swings, that can result in misses as well. So that's a compensatory pick news there for the Niners here. Can't really overstate it or understate it. It's huge news for San Francisco come draft time. As for Mac Jones, been a lot of rumblings that maybe the New England Patriots could try to trade him away. I think he needs a fresh start. Body language last year and the year before that was awful. It looked as though he was very frustrated with the situation in New England. As a young quarterback, I'd probably be frustrated as well because Bill Belichick, while he's a great defensive mind, that Patriots defense, despite some injuries, was a top 10 unit. He can't draft, identify, or develop offensive skill talent. And that Patriots offense the last couple of years since Tom Brady has left, they've been awful. I mean, their best skill position player has been Jacoby Myers, who is a really good number 2. If you're their young quarterback and you have an organization that's not investing or doing a good job of finding and developing offensive talent, and you don't have good weapons to throw to at wide receiver, tight end, you don't have really good running backs, offensive line, pretty solid, but the offensive play calling was awful, it puts your young quarterback in a tough spot. Which brings us to the San Francisco 49ers here and whether or not they'd elect to trade for him, bring him in to rehab him a little bit. So Rappaport reported that the Patriots appear to be open to trading quarterback Mac Jones. Teams have been calling them and doing work on the former starter. With the new coaching staff, a fresh start may make sense for all sides. It got so bad that he got benched for Bailey Zappi. And the Niners here are always going to be tied to Mac Jones, given what happened in the 2021 NFL draft and in the lead-up to the draft. Niners trade up. They're not convinced that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be their quarterback for the future. Remember at the time, he got hurt in 2018 with the ACL, was healthy in 2019. They went to the Super Bowl, and then he got hurt again in 2020. So the Niners as an organization, we're looking at that roster, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, saying, we're really good. We need a quarterback, though. And we don't have a quarterback. It's a problem. Let's try to find one in the draft that we can build around who, again, is a cost-controlled asset and take advantage of that quarterback being on the rookie deal for the next 5 years. So in the pre-draft process, you're looking, if you're the Niners, at Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. Justin Fields went to a quarterback academy and developmental program that Mike and Kyle Shanahan were linked to at the time. Kyle Shanahan went to the pro day for Justin Fields. He was seen smiling next to him. Some mobility, arm strength, obviously appealing for Justin Fields, but the accuracy has been an issue. His first 3 years in the NFL, he's been right around 60%. Niners don't pull the trigger on him. Instead, they move up for Trey Lance. Young, inexperienced, one full season of being a starter at the FCS level at North Dakota State. And they make a big swing for Trey Lance. As we know, it didn't really work out. That's been absorbed by the fact that Brock Purdy has worked out. But there was so much talk about Mac Jones being Kyle Shanahan's guy. Threw with touch, timing, accuracy, anticipation at Alabama. Yes, he was elevated by really good weapons, won a national championship, played under Nick Saban, was thought to be a smart and cerebral quarterback. And there were a lot of reports that Mac Jones was the apple to Kyle Shanahan's eye. He's talked openly about the Niners wanting to draft Mac Jones. They didn't go that route. But now that Mac Jones could be had via a trade, and let me add, I don't think that you would give up anything outside of a late-round pick for Mac Jones, but just because he's been so bad the last couple of years, he becomes an interesting option for San Francisco. And it's an opportunity for Mac Jones to resurrect his career. Kyle Shanahan, as we know, has maximized quarterbacks with the Niners, with the Falcons and Matt Ryan when he won an MVP, with Kirk Cousins and RG3 in Washington, with Matt Schaub in the Houston Texans, and Jimmy Garoppolo, and you think about other quarterbacks, right, with the Niners outside of Brock Purdy and Jimmy G, C.J. Beathard, Nick Mullins. They've played good ball, and they've quarterbacked well under Shanahan. So Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, those are players who came into the league with a lot of potential, but both of them went to destinations that weren't ideal from a quarterbacking standpoint. I don't think that Zach Wilson is all that good, but the Jets are always a hapless, disastrous, dysfunctional organization, and their offensive line has been terrible. Offensive staff hasn't been good. Ownership, GM, not great. Mac Jones didn't get a lot of offensive help, as we said. And could they come to San Francisco to be a solid backup for Brock Purdy? I think Brock Purdy's the guy. I've said that on record plenty. I think the arrow is pointing up for his future. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do. His second full season as a starter, he took Patrick Mahomes to overtime in the Super Bowl this past year. And Mac Jones is an interesting case study because year one, he comes out of Alabama, and the Patriots that year went 10-7. And he's taken over after Tom Brady left. It's pretty difficult to do. And he goes 10-7. He completes 68% of his passes, and he throws 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Year two, Patriots offense continues to sputter, and New England goes 6-8. Mac Jones' completion percentage goes down to 65%, and he throws 14 touchdowns, 11 picks, and the yards per attempt down from 7.3 to 6.8. And then this past year, it was bad. Mac Jones was not good. The offense sucked. The Patriots as an organization, they were a tough team to watch. 11 games started for him, 2-9. Completion rate goes down to sub 65%, 10 touchdowns, 12 picks, and yards per attempt once again goes down all the way to 6.1. In year one for Mac Jones, he was Offensive Rookie of the Year, plays second, and he was a Pro Bowler. And I think there's a solid quarterback in there. Do I want him being the starter for the San Francisco 49ers? No. But if Brock Purdy were to go down, he becomes an option that could help you out, keep you afloat, and help you win some football games. So wanted to talk there, some Niners, laid-back show in one of our side studios here at Chat Sports on a Friday. I like this backdrop right here. If you like it too, type me in the chat. Let us know what you think. Give us some show feedback. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment as always, and hope all of you out there getting set to have a great weekend. Plenty of content to come Saturday, Sunday. We're going live Monday for the start of free agency tampering period getting underway. So thanks to everybody for rocking and rolling with this Colton McKivitz reaction available on the channel from earlier today. San Francisco, we out. See ya.